they're going to pay a very, very big price for terminating the relationship to our workers. You want a government that serves the people, not the donors and not the special interests. In short, you want a government that keeps its promises. A great spirit of optimism in sweeping, and you see it. It's sweeping all across the country. Look at what's happening to the stock market. Look at what's happening to every poll when it comes to optimism in our country. It's sweeping across the country. And in fact, every day for the last long period of days, the stock market, meaning companies, have been hitting new highs. They're going to start hiring. It's going to be a new day in America. You're going to be proud again. Jobs are already starting to pour back in. They're coming back in like you haven't seen in a long time. Ford, General Motors, Fiat Chrysler are bringing in and bringing back thousands of jobs, investing billions of dollars because of the new business climate that we are creating in our country. In Arizona, Intel, great company, just announced it will open a new plant that will create at least 10,000 brand new, beautiful American jobs. I followed through on my promise to withdraw from the job-killing disaster known as the Trans-Pacific Partnership, TPP. We have just terminated our relationship to it. We're going to have tremendous trade deals all over the world, but they're going to be bilateral or, as we would say, one-on-one. None of these deals will we get caught in quicksand, where we get mired in and we can't do anything about it, like, by the way, NAFTA and so many others. And my administration has begun plans to crack down on foreign cheating and currency manipulation, which is killing our companies and really, really hurting our workers. We're going to end it. Within a few days of taking the oath of office, I've taken steps to begin the construction of the Keystone and the Dakota Access Pipelines. Anywhere from 30 to 40,000 jobs. And very importantly, as I was about to sign it, I said, who makes the pipe? Who makes the pipe? Something this audience understands very well, right? Simple question. The lawyers put this very complex document in front. I said, who makes the pipe? They said, sir, it can be made anywhere. I said, not anymore. So I put a little clause in the bottom. The pipe has to be made in the United States of America if we're going to have pipelines. We believe in two simple rules, and I can tell you everybody in this is a massive hangar. This is for the big planes. And by the way, do you think that one media group back there, that one network, will show this crowd? Not one. Not one. They won't show the crowd. You know, coming in on the plane, and that plane represents so much, and just so you know, they were close to signing a $4.2 billion deal to have a new Air Force One. Can you believe this? I said, no way. I said, I refuse to fly in a $4.2 billion airplane. I refuse. So I got Boeing in, and it is actually two planes. A lot of people don't know. The Air Force One project is actually two planes. Why they need two planes, we'll have to talk about that, but they have two planes. But we've got that price down by over $1 billion, and I probably haven't spoken, to be honest with you, for more than an hour on the project. But I got the generals in who are fantastic. I got Boeing in. But I told Boeing it's not good enough. We're not going to do it. The price is still too high. On the F-35 fighter jet, we were hundreds of billions of dollars over budget. 7 years late. Great plane. Lockheed Martin. A great plane. So think of it. They're 7 years late. They're hundreds of billions of dollars over budget. Other than that, by the way, the project is going extremely well. And I got the folks in from Lockheed Martin, who are terrific people and a terrific product, by the way. I also got Boeing in. I said, do me a favor, give me a competing offer. And now they're competing and fighting. And we've gotten hundreds of millions of dollars off the price of a plane that was going to be ordered. In other words, if my opponent got in, there would have been no calls made to Lockheed and Boeing. They would have signed contracts. So they're going to make plenty of money, but it's going to be a lot less than they would have made without Trump, that I can tell you. And that's, you might as well know about it. Because nobody talks. And by the way, that's for fighter jets. One of the biggest orders in the history of aviation. The order for the F-35, you've been reading about it, because it was a disaster under the last administration. A disaster. And now we have it running beautifully. In fact, when the Prime Minister of Japan, Prime Minister Abe, who's great guy, when he came over, he said, thank you. I said, for what? You saved us many, many millions of dollars on the F-35 fighter jet. Because when I negotiated, I took our allies into the same negotiation. So the first thing he did was he thanked me for saving them money. And that's good. Okay, that's good. I know the media will never thank me, so at least Japan is thanking me, right? But we believe in two simple rules. Buy American and hire American. We believe in that. We've just issued a new order which requires that for every one new regulation, 2 old regulations must be eliminated. And by the way, a new director was just approved. Can you imagine the length of time it's taking the Democrats? And I actually think it's an embarrassment to them. But this is getting into be record-setting territory. These are incredible people. Scott Pruitt was just now approved for the Environmental Protection Agency. He'll do so good. He'll do so good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're listening to For the People, obviously, with yours truly, Keith Allen, and we just heard from Donald Trump from Melbourne this past Saturday, along with his lovely wife and supporters. Unbelievable crowd, and it's all Trump. There's a lot of support for this president. You would not believe that, listening to the mainstream media. His war on the media, they've created the war. Not Donald Trump. I believe he just calls him out on it and their hypocrisy. But they'll continue. Rest assured, we'll be back.
We'll help you survive this thing called life. We're for the people, for the people, for the people is there.
For the People has a new way to find us on the web. Just go to forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. There you can listen to our daily podcasts. When you can't find a radio station that carries us, you can even listen to past shows at forthepeopleshow.com. You can also find our bookstore, where you can order 24 hours a day at the People's Store. Just remember, forthepeopleshow.com. Click there now. For the People is on the air for you. Each day we strive to tell it to you straight, not watered down, so you can know what's going on each day. Our show is different from many of the others on air. We're not afraid of the PC police, and we explain our position, at the same time understanding the left's position and what we can do to further a conservative agenda for America. For the People is listener-supported and relies on listeners like you to help us get the word out. So, if you like what we do and want to help For the People, sign up today at our website at forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. Your support allows us to report the news fearlessly and guarantees our survival on the air. As a thank you, we'll send you our monthly newsletter with commentary and money-saving tips. Can we count on your support? Thank you for helping America. To become a For the People member, log on to forthepeopleshow.com. Now, For the People has a special opportunity for you. If you own a business and want to gain a national audience that is loyal and will do business with you, imagine being able to get your product and or service into the hands of tens of thousands of people each week. Sponsorship opportunities are now available at rates you can afford. Finally, the show you love with your business supporting what we do in partnership. Start running your commercials today. To contact us, go to forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to For the People. I am Keith Allen on this Monday. It is President's Day, and some of you are lucky enough to have a governmental job, work for a bank or the school system. My daughter, who just turned 14, she's got the day off, so she's just loving it, and I didn't have to rush off to get her to school, but I actually had an appointment. So I was out of the house early this morning, but for those of you that are able to relax a little bit, we have a President's Day show, and Mike Pence over in Brussels, and it was a very interesting exchange, as it has been. It's not just our media that questions, good questions, solid questions, thoughtful questions. What the news media should be doing is saying, we've heard things from Donald Trump over in America that he's not for NATO. Donald Trump necessarily never said that he wasn't for it. He said it was obsolete. And why was it obsolete? He said because nobody's paying their fair share. So it needed to be rethought. He didn't think the deal was good. And so there had to be some reassurances, and some of those things were given. So you'll hear that exchange briefly as Mike Pence answers questions over there in Brussels. There we go.
You've given your assurances today here in Brussels to European leaders that the US is committed to working with Europe. President Trump has said very different things. He said that the EU is a vehicle for Germany, that the UK was smart to get out, and he expected other countries to follow. Who should European leaders listen to, you or President Trump? And can they be certain that what you say, the assurances you give, won't be contradicted in a tweet or a statement at a press conference tomorrow? And Secretary General, who do you listen to? And are you concerned about differences in what you hear?
Well, thank you for the question. Let me say it was my great privilege to serve as Vice President for the 45th President of the United States. And the President directed me to go to Munich and to come here to Brussels with a very specific message. To go to Munich, to the Munich Security Conference, and make it very clear, as I do so again today here at NATO's headquarters, that the United States is expressing strong support for NATO, even as we challenge NATO and challenge our allies to evolve to the new and widening challenges and further meet their responsibilities in this ever-changing, ever-complicated world of threats. But with regard to the EU, the President also directed me to come here to Brussels. And I had the great privilege of meeting with leaders of the European Union throughout the morning and to express the desire of the United States to continue cooperation and partnership with the European Union. We respect the determination of the people of Great Britain as manifested in Brexit, and we respect the judgment of the peoples of Europe in the European Union. And as I said today, through many leaders, we look forward to working across the channel with all parties in the years ahead on behalf of peace and prosperity.
I have heard exactly the same firm message from the President of the United States in 2 phone calls, from the Vice President in meetings today and in Munich, and from Secretary Mattis, Tillerson and Kelly. They have all conveyed the same message, that the United States is firmly committed to the transatlantic partnership, and have an unwavering support for the NATO alliance.